this morning. I was at the gym, as I am on most mornings, and I was surprised at first by how crowded it was. And then I suddenly remembered, well, of course, it's the first Monday in January, the first Monday of the new year. And here are all the people that have made New Year's resolutions that, from experience, I know will come and then, unfortunately, not necessarily stay for more than a month. And so I look at that and I'm delighted to see people showing up and setting goals. And on the other hand, I'm sad because I know that many of them will not be here a month or so from now. So I wanted to really have a quick conversation with you about New Year's resolutions and why they often don't work. And one of the reasons is because they're conditional. We don't just go ahead and get started any day of the year. We say, I will wait until when? Well, okay, so when it's January 1st, maybe that's when I'll do something. It's a conditional decision, and we invest it with so much importance that it's like it's all or nothing, instead of simply understanding that it's another step in the direction of your goals, and that all we ever have is each day to take one step at a time. Uh, there are 4 stages to transformation, and they go like this. The first is the inception stage, and that's what I'm seeing this morning with so many people showing up at the gym. It's that excitement stage, that, oh boy, I'm going to do this. I can't wait to, achieve my goals. And so there's that excitement phase. And then, of course, the next step is the little voice creeping in the back of our minds saying, no, maybe not. No, why did you think you could do this? You've always failed before, or yada yada. All kinds of millions negative stories start creeping in, or maybe we start trying to work out and it hurts. Our muscles are sore, or we feel self-conscious because we haven't done this before, or we haven't done it in a while, and we're comparing ourselves to others. And of course, we all know comparison is the thief of joy. So there's that first stage of excitement, and the next is called deception, and that's the little voice that's negative, tearing apart our dream. And that's where many people will stop, because they're seeing it as a destination, an all or nothing decision, instead of understanding it's not that at all. It's a process. And the decision has to be made for all the right reasons. It has to be that you're prioritizing you, that you've decided that you're worth it, that in order to be your best for others, that you must take care of yourself first. And Jeff and I have that expression, I'll take care of me for you. You take care of you for me. So, okay, we've got the first 2 stages, inception and then deception. And one of the keys to moving forward at this point is not having set too lofty a transformation immediately. Let it be, again, steps leading towards a wellness journey. And that is small steps, little things, little steps that you can reward yourself for having done every day. And no judgment attached, because you're always doing your best, and your best is good enough. And you show up to the best of your ability. Just be honest with yourself and hold yourself capable and accountable. And in terms of capability and accountability, it really helps to work with a coach or a personal trainer, have a mentor, have a community that is on the same path, because not everyone's goals are the same. To have someone who's been there, done that, can mentor you as you work through something, or support you and cheer you on with all the little wins, and support you through the setbacks along the way. That makes all the difference. When I decided a few years ago that I was going to do a fitness competition, I hired a personal trainer. I hadn't been working out at a gym in years, but I hired a personal trainer and worked with her closely for the first 6 weeks. After that, mind you, that was 6 years ago. After that, I no longer needed a personal trainer. I had developed the mental as well as physical muscle to be able to pursue my goals for my own reasons without having to be held accountable, capable. I knew what I could do, and I was loving the way I was feeling, so I kept going. And I was working with others who were on the same wavelength. They were training for this competition as well, so it was a lot of fun having community. And so as a coach, a transformational coach, working with women who want to look and feel their best, this is part of my DNA. This is one of the gifts that I pay forward, is what I've learned. And I've learned about how to let go of habits that don't serve us, as well as saying yes to things that do. I think about, in my early 20s when I gave up cigarettes. I remember how difficult that was at first. I had been smoking and loving cigarettes all through my teens, but I knew it wasn't healthy, and finally made the decision before having children, and at my mom's request, because she was dying of cancer and it was driving her crazy that I was smoking. I finally thought, okay, well, I just won't smoke today. I won't smoke for the next 10 minutes. And one thing led to another. And before I knew it, looking back, I realized I had quit cold turkey, but I had never intended to. I only made the decision to just delay the gratification and find substitutes that would meet my needs and distract myself and look in other areas to interrupt the pattern that had been running me and create new direction in my life. So it's partly about what do we do to let go of habits that don't serve us, and that's in terms of loving ourselves enough to make the decision that we deserve to look and feel our best, as well as what do we want to say yes to, and what's the no. So when I see people in the gym, I'm cheering them on. I'm reaching out and I'm saying to someone, haven't seen you here before, it's great to see you. And if I see someone who's working out and maybe they could benefit from a little suggestion, I might say, do you mind if I offer a suggestion around how to use that machine or do those weights so that you don't hurt yourself and you actually get better results? I love seeing other people say yes to their dreams, their goals. And so now going forward in January, how does this tie in with everything that we're doing these days, all of us? Is that, if you're at a turning point where you've made some resolutions and you want to look and feel your best this year, I applaud you, and I'm here to support you in achieving them. Whether it's just reaching out to me with a little private message, asking for some suggestions, or whether it's locking arms and joining me on a wellness journey for the next 6 months where you get supported every step of the way. For me, it's a healthy lifestyle. It's a combination of things. It's mindset, it's exercise, it's supplementation, because as you all know, I'm passionate about gut health. It's about having the right balance of proteins, carbs, and essential fats, everything that our bodies need, because I'm proactive with my health. At my age, heck, I'm 67, and I don't feel it. And why? Because I've been proactive with my health for the past, 15, 20 years. And so I'm on a mission to show others how simple this is, how good it feels, how life-changing it is to finally feel good about yourself, that you made a promise to yourself and you didn't let yourself down. Don't rely on your own ability to make change when it's something you've tried before and haven't followed through on. Lean into those who are reaching down to pull you up, who are offering to support you in achieving those goals, because that gives me joy, is when I watch someone else transform, when I watch someone else say, oh my God, I didn't think I could do that. And I say, yeah, look at you, girl. Look at you go. Because what happens, there's the final stage. First, it was the inception. Then it was deception. The third stage is about trusting the process. Knuckling down and simply doing the do, whether you feel better yet or not. Doing the process. It's like knitting. It's like anything else in life that I'm a knitter, right? So if I'm working on a project, I'll set a goal for myself of a beautiful project I'm going to complete, but I have to also fall in love with buying yarn, about having the right needles, about I'm taking a workshop, about getting magazines, about watching YouTube videos, about when I make a mistake because I'm tired of being willing to unravel the darn thing and start over if necessary. And believe me, I've done that a few times. It's about process. It's a journey. It is not a destination. So inception, deception, trusting the process, falling in love with the journey. And then what ultimately happens at the end is you're going to look back, as I have, and give an example of the person who maybe wants to give up smoking, and they trust the process, and they lean in, and they adopt new habits, and they give up things that were accompanying it that would have triggered the association and brought them back. Sometimes it's people that we have to give up, relationships too that don't serve us when we've decided to change our lives for the better. So there's that. And what ultimately happens is when you have trusted this process, when you've locked arms with people that can support you, that you look back later when someone offers you a cigarette and you say, no thank you. You'll simply say, no thanks, I don't smoke. The same thing happens when you make a decision around getting healthy and going to the gym. at first it's like, oh, I don't want to go. Oh, I'd rather sit and, have another cup of coffee or read, or I've got work to do. I don't have time for this. Instead, if you make it a non-negotiable, I mean, we don't get our desires, we get our standards. And my standards are that I am proactive with my health, that I take responsibility for being my best, that I know that building muscle and maintaining muscle it's not something you can afford to mess with. If you don't use it, you lose it, and that's when you risk your bones and everything else. So I get out the door every morning and I exercise, whether it's at the gym or it's riding a bike or it's on a power trail on the, in the area. And that's why I'm delighted with the way I feel. I'm in great shape, and I love being a role model for what is possible for all of us. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to do that. So that's it for me. It's not a sales pitch, or is it? I don't know, maybe it is. It's me telling you what works for me that I know is a proven formula for transformation. And it's all these different pieces that come together, and it starts between the ears. It's what's going on in your brain that is going to carry you forward this year. And I'm here to support you in making this your very, very best year ever. And that's it for me. Bye for now, guys. Love you all.